excited to be milling about with Constantine Maroulis, who stars in Dark State. Hi.
Hi there, how's it going?
I'm really good. So where are you zooming from?
Zooming from my home in New Jersey, actually in North Jersey. I have a place in the city, but my main residence is in the town I grew up in Wyckoff, New Jersey, beautiful Bergen County town, great schools, and just a fun community, and really a quick little zip right into the city. And this is where I've chosen to raise my daughter out here, and my surviving mother is still out here. So it's been nice to kind of, circle the wagons during all this craziness. And I hope you and your family are well and safe during this time.
We are, thank you. So you're really a homeboy at heart. I love that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm from a big Greek family, born in Brooklyn, New York. My brother and sister are actually quite a bit older than me. So, they were really out of the house when I was growing up, and they were sort of these like mythical kind of, I don't know, personas to me in a way. And when they would come back, I'd be like, I would just sort of leech on them for, the outside world and whatnot. But yeah, my parents were always a bit older than everybody else's, but definitely grew up with a lot of art and sports, but certainly, a big emphasis on academics and whatnot. But yeah, definitely a big Greek warm family, at times. I think, this political climate and whatnot is maybe divided some things, not in my immediate home, but certainly with my a lot of my cousins. I got a lot of Greek cousins. When you're Greek, you got a lot of cousins. So
I love
crazy times for sure.
And I love the fact, Constantine, that you never thought to change your name, that you really stuck with those roots.
Well, thank you. Yeah, definitely meant a lot to me to keep my name. I've had agents from when I was much younger that wanted to change my name. When we moved from Brooklyn to New Jersey, we moved to this very affluent area. And although my parents were both very hardworking, we didn't always have everything. And they certainly, it certainly wasn't a very diverse community then. So Constantine was a lot for people to handle in the 80s. It was just, we didn't even have any. I mean, I was about as ethnic as it got coming into this in that community at the time. So it was a lot. So they started calling me Dean, because in Greek my name is Konstantinos, and it's actually my grandfather's name on my mother's side, and my mother is Constance, Konstantina. So very proud of my name, but Dean was a nice little shortened kind of way to handle it, at least when I was a kid.
All right, Dean, here we go.
Yeah, if you call me Dean, I know you're from like, me from New Jersey,
From way back.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Well, I'm a Brooklyn girl, so I get it. So now this film, there's a lot to unpack here. It seems like there are a lot of themes going on in the entertainment world. Were you channeling anyone specifically for this character?
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of people don't realize I grew up as an actor, and I graduated a prestigious conservatory, and I had success on Broadway, but I really grew up as an actor. So for me, when I'm reading a script, sure, you start sort of thinking of like colors and images and people, and people that you've met and come across, but you sort of have to get out of the way of all that as well when it's time to just go in front of the camera, and just play the scene. Tracy's written a detailed and really interesting script, so I just had to do my job. I knew that he had an edge to him and whatnot, but in serving that language up, it just sort of plays itself. So I don't like to bog myself down with like tons of research and so much character development. Some of the best actors I know, they just like kind of show up, they ask the director, so what happened right before the scene? Great. And then they know how to play it, because you need to know like what is the moment before. You know, the moment before really informs, like, you know, the action that you're going to play, you know, whatever the objective is, and just serve the text. So good times for sure. It's great to work on like interesting, you know, independent projects like this, a passion project for Tracy. So glad to be there.
Well, it couldn't be more timely because we're talking about lecherous men in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So did you think of that when you were making this?
Well, I certainly realized how timely a piece like this is and was in filming it, and it is an ugly business for sure. And it was wonderful to see, you know, a female writer, director, an incredibly diverse cast and crew. Her crew was, you know, predominantly great girls in awesome positions, a female producing team, you know, great crew out of Philadelphia, predominantly African American. You know, just nice to see, you know, such representation there and diversity for sure. And it just adds to a vibe. It's just like a good vibe. Like you're not like looking around and it's like a Wonder Bread factory everywhere, you know. And I think that's important. You know, it's certainly really important. And for sure, um, you know, men have gotten away with so much disgusting behavior for the last 100 years in film and television, and it's time that that comes to an end.
Agreed, agreed. So has anything happened to you in your career where you've been influenced, if you will, to behave a certain way and have a certain image about you?
Yeah, you know, I was saying earlier, I think when you get to have some recognition and some notoriety, and remember, you know, people got to know me from American Idol when the
What's
whole
that? No, I'm only kidding.
yeah, well, you might say that now, but then the whole world was watching. I mean, it was obscene. 25, 30 million people a night, 3 nights a week for months and months and months, not just like a few weeks. It was the biggest thing by far on television times 10. And so you come off that show, everybody knows who you are for a long, 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 long time. How do you handle that? Thankfully, I was a little older when it happened. I had graduated a prestigious conservatoire. I had starred in Broadway tours and shows and played in bands. I had an older brother in the business, very different than me, but, you know, able to sort of, you know, help me kind of navigate those strong currents. And for sure, you know, it can be tough. It can be tough to sort of, I don't know, people meet you, they might be oh, you know, or they want you to be a jerk, you know, like that's the thing. Like, you know, they expect you because you have like notoriety and you kind of have a rock and roll kind of persona. They sort of anticipate you being like, yeah, he's probably a jerk. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. And they almost want you to be, because it may make them feel, I don't know, a certain way or better or something. But so you try to really go above and beyond when you can. And of course, people have their moments where, you know, you're just tired and you've been working, but, you know, definitely getting a chance to work on a cool project like this where everyone is equal, everyone's getting paid the same, you know, and you could just work, you know, and you're reminded of what you're there for in the first place, which is just to tell stories and entertain and you know, perhaps provide, certainly over the pandemic, we've seen an escape for someone in the audience, you know, for a couple of hours, you know, take them on a journey. And that's thrilling for sure.
Absolutely. And talking about Broadway, I'm going to drop a bomb on you now. Henry
Oh,
Aronson is what Henry Aronson is one of my dearest friends.
cool.
And
Oh,
for
I love
people,
Henry.
I know for people who don't know, he was the music director for Rock of Ages and Tommy, and you know, and I know you're doing Who's Next. You're doing like a virtual concert. Justin Sargent is like one of my guys. So
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize all of this. Yes, of course,
yeah,
Henry is an iconic music director of the contemporary musical theater. Yes, Rock of Ages, Tommy. He also music directs an amazing series every year called Rockers on Broadway, which is an awesome benefit, big concert we do every year to benefit the Actors Fund, which is an incredible organization helping our fellow community members out when they need it. We had Pete Townsend at the
I
concert. Was
know.
it last year or the year before? And now Justin and I are doing this big concert of the Who. Who's next? We'll be also doing pieces from Tommy and Quadrophenia. That's tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do tonight. I'm gonna like see me, feel me, because I love the material, but I've been busy working on yet another new record and some cool stuff. So we're going to be real busy over the next couple of days working on that. That'll be out likely later this spring. And I imagine Justin will be a part of this too. We have a Rock of Ages stream, big concert coming up this spring as well, and a lot of fun stuff. So it's fun. It's like it's been a year since we've been in this big old mess, but there have been a lot of low points. Losing Nick Cordero, a dear friend of ours, and having so many people affected. But there have been some real high points too, kind of rediscovering our passion for our craft, our work, getting to put a record out, Until I'm Wanted. It's available everywhere, ConstantineMaroulis.com or Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, and it's been getting, millions of streams for an indie record for an old guy like me. Pretty cool. The single has been all over Sirius XM and, working on some cool stuff. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, Dark State, I did that last year. Now we can talk about it. Oh, this other movie, Either Side of Midnight, Roger Spottiswoode directed. That's going to festivals now. And so there's some stuff, and it's fun to just have like a schedule, and to kind of get you through it. And my 10-year-old, she keeps me pretty busy and pretty on point. So
I'm so glad that you've been busy because, a lot of artists have been depressed.
Sure.
And they're like, what am I going to do with myself? I can't be on a stage. I can't go, be in a movie. So what's your secret? How did you sort of stay happy in a way?
Yeah. And sure, I went through that at first. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. One of my best friends is dying. I mean, that was like the first month of this, and, family is helpful. I had been working on my happiness kind of leading into this. I was never a drug addict or an alcoholic, but I found myself in this place where I was finally in all the rooms I wanted to be in. I wasn't just the guy from Idol or just the guy from Rock of Ages. Although I have Tony nominations, it's hard to convince people that you can do other stuff. Yeah. Finally, I'm in those rooms. I'm in a room with James Franco for an HBO show. I'm in a room with this one and that one. And I'm getting all the way. I have a new team. They believe in me. I had overcome some personal stuff with my family, my daughter's mother and I, dramatic in the news and whatnot. And, we sort of like, we overcome all of that and with love. And so I'd been working on like my happiness, but I had been in a place where, it was almost easier for people to not consider you at all, but to get all the way to the end and then not get it, that was weighing on me more than it had ever had in 25 years in this business. Now it was, those near misses were huge losses. So I was trying to deal with that and I was unhappy. So I quit drinking. I quit drugs. I was never heavily into both, but I found myself kind of relying a little bit on that. So it's been like 18 months. I've just had a very clear sort of mind about things. And I just try to keep busy. I work with young people, coaching, teaching. I'm always networking, I'm always building. I've produced shows on Broadway. So there's just always something to do. You got to give yourself like a schedule. You have to take care of yourself. And it helps, again, to have a 10-year-old who's very busy, travel, soccer, tennis, dance. She's got auditions. for things, and it helps to have that to get through it, and then it helps to like have things to look forward to, like, talking about a movie you're happy to be a part of, talking about other projects, and writing and getting it all out. So yeah, you just, happiness is not easy. It takes a lot of work.
That's the tagline. Happiness, it takes work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So stay happy, and I'm so happy that you're sober and that you're doing great stuff and great work. And I hope to see you at the Who's Next concert. I'm
That
going
would be
to
great.
there.
Oh, cool. That's great. Yeah.
And my support.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, we love the Tillis Center. I was there with Rocktopia maybe 2 seasons ago with Dee Snider. So it will be great to sort of return and rock it out. Some great pieces, and we got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do on that project. And March 19th, actually, Dark State hits theaters, which is
I know.
interesting. And it brings like some optimism. Like, okay, so New York, LA, Salt Lake, 10 other markets. It'll hit demand May 9th. My album's available everywhere now, so it's nice. Like there's some things that are opening up, and I have some shows that they're working out dates for this summer. So, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
All right, Dean. All good stuff.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you at the show.
All right, take good care.
So let's give it one more try. Give it one more try.
Always news.
Always refreshing.
Always candid.
Always milling about.
Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.